So while things seem pretty grim for women, they're trying to take our rights. At the same time, you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
No.
Women are thriving and creating and building wealth and making strides, and you cannot stop it.
Welcome to Carrie On, the show where we explore reinvention, self-discovery, and empowerment before, during, and after midlife. I'm your host, Carrie Murray. It's time to keep our head above the chaos and carry on. A statistic that should make every woman pause. Women receive just 2% of venture capital funding. That's right, 2%. And here's the truth. That's not because women lack ideas, ambition, innovation. It's because the system wasn't built with us in mind. Today on Carry On, I'm sitting down with venture capitalist, movement builder, and executive producer of Show Her the Money, founder of She Angel Investors, Catherine Gray, a woman who didn't just complain about the gap, she decided to close it. And I'll say this, personally, serving as an associate producer on this incredible film changed me. It changed how I see money. It changed how I see power. It changed how I see what's possible when women stop waiting and start writing the checks. Welcome, my dear friend Catherine Gray. I'm excited to have you here today.
I am excited to be here. I've been loving watching your show.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Honored to be here today.
I'm so glad. One thing I love about you is you don't take no for an answer. Not at all. And you have no problem you're pushing your 5'2" self all the way through rooms and asking people for money, especially old white men. Where did that chutzpah come from? Have you always been that kind of like, oh, we're changing this. I'm making a change.
I think I came out of the womb asking for people to get behind causes. But that is what it is. It's. I think I feel fearless of asking because it's always for something I really believe in. And I think, I try to tell entrepreneurs that you're never asking for money for yourself. You're asking for money for that great download you had, your purpose on the planet. And that's what helps make you fearless. So I think that, I told you the other day when we were chatting, I never raise money for something I don't really, really with all my heart believe in. And so that's what makes me feel fearless about it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And when you first, were starting out in venture capital, was it because you knew that statistic, or did you learn that as you were kind of getting into the industry?
No, I was putting on a women's empowerment event, as you and I typically do.
We do like to do those.
And it came to my, understanding in putting together a pitch fest of women investing in women, that this venture capital, statistic of us getting only 2%, and I always like to say, which means men get 98%.
Yes.
Like that juxtaposition always seems to really hit it home. I just couldn't believe it. I thought that's deplorable. And why isn't anybody talking about this? So in every opportunity I had, I would ask people, really successful people in all walks of life, did you know women get only 2% of venture capital? And they were always like, what? They were always shocked. And I'm like, this should be known by more people who could help change this. And that's what gave me the idea for the movie. And I'd made movies before. Years ago, I made I Can't Marry You
Yes.
with Ellen DeGeneres' mom, Betty, as the narrator. And that was on PBS. And when I made that movie, which was my first movie, it went on public television, as I just mentioned, and was distributed. And I later read it was like winning the lottery to get your documentary on TV. And I'm like, who knew? If I knew that, I might not have done it. But
right.
I didn't know any better. And I got lucky, and it was timing. So this time, I feel so fortunate. We, again, are on television. We just launched yesterday Women's History Month on Amazon.
Congratulations.
And Apple TV with Show Her the Money.
By the way, Women's History Month is every month.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this episode in January or July, happy Women's History Month.
That's right. That's right. So the bottom line is, I do believe it's film and television that helps change culture because it raises awareness by telling people in an engaging storytelling way what the story is.
Yeah.
And so, I think if you say to people, venture capital, they kind of get a look like, I don't know what that is, and I don't really care.
Right, or they don't think they're a part of that conversation because they don't
Exactly.
have billions and a legacy of
Yeah.
Rockefeller wealth or anything like
Right.
that. When really that's such a misconception
Yeah.
about investing and venture capital.
Exactly.
And I think let's go back to when you got the idea for the book.
Yeah.
Did you meet some women in venture capital that were like, or was it the founders that you were like, oh, I got to feature them? Which came first, the founder or the financer?
Well, I'll say this. After making the film, and we won awards, as you know, every festival we went to, I think the reason people embraced it so much was because they came and they realized, oh my gosh, venture capital is really important. It's really fascinating. They need to be a part of it, either as a founder or a funder. Both are super important. And so I think they left feeling like, wow, this is really a fascinating arena to be in, and I want to be a part of it because it affects our future.
Yeah.
It affects wealth building. It affects what products and services we'll see in the future. But when you get involved in it, you get to also be part of, wow, seeing what innovations are coming down the pike and how important it is that we fund women's innovations, because we're the ones buying them, by the way.
Yes.
We buy 80% of all the products and services. We should be deciding what those products and services are. That's what venture capital is. And anybody can be a part of it in some capacity. Working in it, investing in it.
Developing it, yeah.
Yes, being funded by it. But the bottom line is women aren't going to get funded by it unless it's women deciding who gets the capital. And so I had the honor of meeting all these incredible women and 2 men that invested in creating Show Her the Money, including yourself. And that gave me the idea to create the book, which I know was your question. So the book came after the film. I didn't pre-plan to have a book. It's just that I met all these incredible people who invested in the film and believed in the vision like I did, like-minded people who were fueling it and investing in it. And I was like, oh my God, all of these people have such incredible success stories that this would make a great book. And that's when we gave birth to the book.
Yeah. You also never slow down. So let's be honest. We hadn't even finished doing all of the film touring when I get a call from you and says, okay, you're going to write a chapter for this book. And I know I can't say no to you. So I was like, okay, I think we were on our way to going to Nashville for a conference. When you were putting the movie together, and you feature a lot of female venture cap, like Pocket Sun is one and everything. How did that influence who were the 5 founders we were going to follow? Because there are some fabulous stories.
Yeah.
Those 5 founders that we follow, and it's hard to see ooh, who's your favorite?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite? And
Yeah.
by the way, oh my gosh, I was on JetBlue the other day, and they had the wine.
Yeah,
the
Archer
Ruse.
wine.
Yeah, and I was
I
like,
know.
oh, show her the money. And it's really good, actually.
I know. It's an amazing story.
Yeah. I forgot what my question was.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, when you were working with Pocket and you were developing it and you saw the momentum of it all, when were you kind of excited, this is something bigger than I even anticipated?
I think the universe just played a plan in who was cast, because people ask me that all the time. I have a friend, Kathleen Ronald, who said, if you're making a film about venture capital, you need to know Pocket Sun. And I'm like, who? And I tracked her down and got her on a call. Finally, it was very hard to reach her. By the way, Pocket, you're hard to reach.
Yes, you are.
When I got a hold of her, she said, so many people have said they want to make a film about me, but they never see it through. I said, oh no, we're making this film. And I knew she had an extraordinary story because she was the youngest woman to ever start a venture capital fund. And I thought, this is going to make a great story. And Kai and I talked about it and decided to interview some of the people that were already in her portfolio, like Archer Ruse and like Maya, Jasmine Jones, and Marion Leitner, and Indy Wild.
Indy Wild, yeah.
Yes, who starts the movie in India. And we talked to some of the other ones in her portco, but those are the three we landed on, and thought that they were all amazing. In the course of making the movie, I was at your conference and
Wealthy Women Summit.
yes, yes, and met Kelly Winget, who had flown there because she was going to be on my podcast and wanted to meet me ahead of time. And we met at the conference. We were both speakers, and turned out that she was a great candidate to invest in Dapper Boy, who's ended up being in the film because of that story of her getting behind them with a pretty sizable investment. And I went to my director, Kai Dickens, who's amazing, and I said, we have to add in this story. And she goes, oh, we can't add in any more stories. I'm like, oh no, this isn't a question.
Yeah, this is
We're
Catherine
adding
Gray.
in this story. Because I didn't want it to be just about pockets.
Sure.
Companies that she was investing in, because I wanted to show how broad this is.
Yeah.
That there are many women who have started their own funds, and many women investing in them, and many women needing the funding. So I thought the only way to really tell that whole story was to tell more than one person's story.
Absolutely.
Right? Then I was thinking, I wanted everyone in the audience to see themselves in the movie. And so there are successful women that invest in women in venture capital in the movie, like Dawn LaFrida,
Right.
who owns more restaurants than anyone in the country as far as women go. And she was a great story, but I thought what's missing is a story about a woman who inherits wealth. And I wanted her to see herself in the movie, because with this great transfer of wealth, $30 trillion changing hands to women, I wanted those women to get behind venture capital. And I knew the only way was for them to see a movie like this that educated them on the importance of it, and how this could be their legacy, and how they can help change the world by using that inherited money for the greater good of investing in women in innovations, not just in charity,
Right.
but also in something that would be profitable, which was okay. You know, it's okay to put money into something that is going to make a difference and make money too.
Absolutely.
And so that was a message I wanted.
It's really interesting too, because the stories in the book, but also in just women I've spoken to that are venture capitalists, like Lakeisha. She's coming on tomorrow.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Love Lakeisha, so she's in the movie.
But yep.
I was just going to say,
yeah, she's coming on. But it's interesting that women who are venture capitalists and entrepreneurs, all of the things we're kind of creating and implementing help other women.
yeah.
It's like when you see the end of it, like Dapper Boy, they're making clothing line for
Yes,
non-binary,
all gender.
all genderless clothing. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like they went in for a self-serving, oh, I'm going to create this magic potion and everyone's
Right.
going to.
Yeah.
No, even Maya with the
Yes.
bras and India Wells, like it's all businesses helping other women.
Yes.
and it's you don't really see that from a lot of cis white men. They're looking for tech, right? That's going to make
Yes.
them better. That's going to make them louder, them shine more.
Right.
Where, by the way, we need more women in tech, and fintech. Just
Yes.
putting it out there.
Yes, we do. And so when we added Wendy Ryan to represent women who had inherited wealth, we then added Emmeline Ventures, which you just mentioned, Lakeisha and Nazine, because I wanted to show other women that had founded funds, not just Pocket. So just to show the diversity of all the women that are in this arena, and how important it is to have all types of women starting their own funds. And you know, our movie has really influenced in so many cities, because we've been to over 100 cities around
Internationally,
the
yeah.
world. Influence women to start their own funds, their own venture capital funds. Influence so many women to invest in venture capital that never thought about it. And also helping women founders to think, oh, this could be a way for me to actually get my company funded. If it's a company that needs to really scale largely, they're going to need venture capital. So there was a way for anyone in that audience to participate in this ecosystem, to help change this broken system that was not serving women. But we can change it. And
You are, Catherine. You are changing it.
And we will, yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Because the people like you that are getting behind it and making it possible for us to do the film, to do the book, to create a college program that we're just
That was my next
implementing in
question.
the
Tell
colleges.
tell me now how
Yeah.
we're affecting the next generation.
Yeah.
Before we jump back in, quick story. For 10 years, my company was called BRA Network, Business Relationship Alliance. Support was literally my brand. So when I tell you I'm picky about bras, I mean it. And I'm obsessed with Handful. It lifts without wires, flatters without flattening, and feels good all day, not just for those 30-second Instagram posts. I wear it to yoga, I wear it to filming, I wear it when I need to feel pulled together but comfortable. It's the kind of support that doesn't squeeze you into somebody else's shape. Use code Carrie On at handful.com. Support and make it intentional. Now back to the show. So one of the things I really want to make sure we talk about is your trip to Harvard with all the smart kids. Tell us
Yes.
about that and then what's coming up next with the education program.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Harvard. We actually had a Show Her the Money screening in Harvard last year, and I missed it because I was at another screening. So I was thrilled to go there for something super special called Girls into VC.
Love it.
Yeah, and this is college girls that are interested in venture capital. And when I started making this movie just a few years ago, they didn't even have this organization. It's brand new. It was started by a woman named Isabella Mandis, who put it up. She told me this on my podcast, Invest in Her, that she just put up Girls into VC online, went to bed, woke up the next day, and had like all of these people that were so interested. Who knew all these college girls were interested in venture capital? I don't know about you, but I didn't even know what venture capital was,
No,
you know?
but I did know what a beer bong was. Just saying.
Me too.
Right? See, we have so much in common.
So she started this, and now Sarah Phillips is the new CEO, and they have 10,000 members.
Wow.
This is a game changer for
Yeah.
venture capital, that these college girls are wanting to learn about it, to work in it, to invest in it, to get funding from it. And so we're teaming up with them and Show Her the Money. They're all very excited about the film because we just, as I mentioned earlier, launching it this week on Amazon and Apple TV. And so I told them at this event at Harvard, you all are going to be the change that we need to see in venture capital, because we didn't even know about venture capital. It was like the best kept secret.
Yeah,
Purposely. But now all of these college women will start working in it, starting their own funds, investing in it earlier, and getting funding from it. And that will change this broken ecosystem. These girls, this generation is going to change it. Hopefully, our generation is also going to invest in it and learn about it through our movie, through our book, and get involved in creating change so that we're not getting only 2% of venture capital, but as women, we're getting the 50% that we deserve. We are 50% of all the businesses. We should be getting 50% of venture capital. The best part is not only do we want to invest in it because it's the right thing to do, we can build our wealth through it.
Correct.
For generations to
Yeah.
come. And that's what these young girls seem to understand. And that's exciting to me.
Especially if you're Gen Zer right now, we're talking to like my daughter's age, 18 to and up to 28. Imagine if they
Too
started.
bad I'm 35.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess it's that window.
imagine if they started investing at such a young age. If they started,
Yes.
and imagine the wealth that they
Yes.
would have by
Oh
the
my
time they're
gosh.
at my age of 38.
Yes.
I mean, they would be. You guys, it's a game changer. You're right. I never heard of venture capital. I've never even really heard other than like a savings bond.
Right.
It was never discussed. It wasn't in
Yes.
our classes. And the education piece is huge.
And most women do just invest in, public stocks, which will probably never meet the person that created that. Where in venture capital, you're investing in a pool, it's like a mutual fund that will then deploy capital into like 20 or 30 companies, just like a mutual fund, which then de-risks it.
Yeah.
And yet they'll be investing in things that are the up and coming innovations. Once they're on the public market, they've already up and come.
Yeah.
They've already made their profits. The
Yeah.
real profits are made in the early stages, and most people don't have access to that. That's what venture capital allows them to do. Learn about what's coming, invest in it, benefit from it, and leave their legacy of making products and services that will help change the world in a good way.
And it mitigates risk a little bit from if you
Yes.
start at the beginning, as opposed to
Yeah.
going when you're now public and you're buying stocks and all of that. I think that's
Exactly.
really, really important. And you keep getting yourself into rooms and, making sure this conversation happen since you've started. I think we met in 2019. How much of a change have you already seen since the book and the movie has happened?
So the change we've seen is that in the 100 city tour we've done around the world, every city, women have started their own funds from the movie. They've invested in funds. They have found that they could work in that arena or get funding from it. So it has started to change. I think when we do the research in the next couple of years, that you'll see the impact it's made. And over the next 5 to 10 years will be a total game changer. You'll see that percentage start to move. It doesn't move overnight, especially because when things happen immediately, the research on it takes years to come out.
Sure.
So we don't really know how much impact we've made until a couple of years from now. But I will say the next decade will be a big game changer for women, thanks to groups like Women in VC, thanks to movies like Show Her the Money, where we're educating people about what it is and how fascinating it is and why they want to be a part of it. Because you tell women you're getting the short end of the stick, and we're going to rise up and change it. And that's what's happening.
We're gonna be scrappy.
It's just starting, and people now can be a pioneer in helping to change this. We can be the change makers. We have to do it ourselves. We can't depend on men to change it. Although I will say this, the cool thing is somehow in the universe, there's a whole thing happening where there's girl dads and they are championing their daughters. This is like the first time in history this has happened in the last decade, that men are leaving their businesses to their daughters, their wealth to their daughters. This is like something that never happened 20 years ago. And so what a wonderful thing that all these men are championing their daughters. And I think the universe just has a plan. It's unstoppable. And that's what's taking place. And we're all a witness to it. So while things seem pretty grim for women, they're trying to take our rights. At the same time, you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
No.
Women are thriving and creating and building wealth and making strides, and you cannot stop it. And yeah, yeah, there we go.
It's so true. Back in the 70s, my mom couldn't get a credit card unless her husband signed off on it, and
How
now.
crazy is that? I think young women can't even grasp that.
No, not at all.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't that long ago.
No, like I said, 38 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. And you're only, 42?
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. So the other side of you, the CEO of She Angels Invests,
Yeah.
and also the co-founder of She Angels Foundation.
Yeah.
So it's like, when do you sleep? I don't know, but you've somehow managed to kind of like really seamlessly create co-found a nonprofit that services women, but now you're also investing yourself, and now you're creating a movie. What's next for Catherine Gray?
Oh, wow. What's next? We do have some things in the works. You never want to say until
Right.
they unfold, but there's some things I just think, we need to see more mainstream television about this. Like I always say, Shark Tank is what taught people, women and all people, about angel investing without them even realizing they were learning about
Right.
that. So I think the more programming and movies like ours that you see about venture capital, it's like you're entertaining people in a storytelling way. And then by default, they're learning, you're educating them about venture capital. So I would like to see that transition of what happened with angel investing, which, by the way, I think is much riskier. You're investing in one company.
Yeah.
And if it fails, then you lose everything. Where what I like about venture capital, more like a mutual fund, you pool your money. You have experts that are vetting that for you and deploying the capital for you. And then you have 20 or 30 portfolio companies. So if you're investing in things like SoGal Ventures in our movie, or Emmeline Ventures, they are deploying that for you into the companies that they find. So you don't have to go out and find these amazing companies. They're finding them for you and investing in them for you. And then you could actually participate if you have something to bring to the table,
Yeah.
connections for them or services to help them. So it's kind of an interactive investment too. I like
Yes.
that.
Yeah. You're not just writing a check and,
Yeah.
okay, let me know in 3 years how this all
Yeah.
works out.
You put your money into a mutual fund with your wealth advisor. You don't even know where your money's going. It might not even be going to something that you feel really
Correct.
uh,
Aligned
important,
with. Yeah, it could be
aligned
going
with.
to, pad Jeff Bezos's pocket with more money. It's very true. That's why a lot of
Yes.
people say use a credit union, because credit union is a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And so when they invest, they're investing into other nonprofits.
Yeah.
Whereas a regular B of A or Wells Fargo is for profit. So that's why
Right.
you don't know what they're investing in.
You don't.
And it could
Yeah.
be some shady, could be something you're not aligned with.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%. So, yeah, you're taking it in your own hands. Your wealth advisor might not tell you about venture capital because they may not benefit from it. So, sometimes you have to educate yourself and say, hey, I'm going to take 2 to 5% of my portfolio and put it over here in alternative wealth investments, which these young people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're realizing alternative wealth investing is really important than just the traditional that your wealth advisor is saying, put this in stocks and bonds and things that really don't grow that much or are very unexciting.
It's not very sexy. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. We're bringing sexy back.
We are. We're bringing it. Well, it's actually already been here. We're just elevating it a little bit.
Just humor me here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what are we looking forward to as we wrap up? I'm dying to know, where do we want people to obviously watch the movie? On Amazon and Apple TV.
I think that's a big one. So I don't want to pass over that. Watching it, having a watch party, telling all your friends all around the world that they can see it on Amazon and Apple TV is really important, because we want to reach over 1 million people this year, to get more people educated, excited, and helping women to get funding. And while building their own wealth and being a part of this exciting arena. So learn about venture capital, but our movie makes it interesting and fun and fascinating to learn about it.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll definitely we'll add the trailer to this episode. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, we'll add the trailer.
I love
it's
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I think it's also, a watch party is a great idea. Streaming is definitely going to help, because you can watch it at any time.
Yes.
Whereas 20 years ago, it's like Mondays at 8:00. I have to make sure I'm there. But now it's streaming. Watch it, rewatch it, share it.
Yes.
Promote it.
And I have had people say they've watched it over and over. Like it's some weird phenomenon that people like seeing it more than
Well, we
once.
like
I've
success.
obviously seen it over 50 or 100
100
times.
yeah.
But I still enjoy it.
Yeah, we
and-
like stories of
Yeah.
success and people achieving things, and
Yes.
that's as human beings, we see the struggle, and they're like, oh, they made it, we want a happy ending.
yes.
So
Yeah.
it really showcases those
Yeah.
stories of those 5
Yeah.
founders. Well, I guess 6 with Vicky and Cherise, but it's
And people always say our documentary is kind of more like a feature film, because
Yeah.
we do follow the stories of these incredible women founders
Mm-hmm.
and their struggles and successes, and sometimes not, but we do leave people feeling, we've been told, feeling hopeful and excited, and we're really proud of that.
I think we're at the beginning of a renaissance,
I
my
think
friend.
so,
And
too.
I think I've been saying that for a minute, but you are spearheading this new generation, and that's a game changer for all of us, not just the next generation, but the ones after that and after that.
And the exciting thing is all of your listeners can be a part of it.
Yeah.
Like we can all be a part of this incredible, we call it a movie and a movement. So a movement.
A movement.
You can be part of the movement.
Tell them how they can be a part of it. Where do they go?
Well, we have showherthemoneymovie.com.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you can find the film on Amazon or Apple. Show her the money. A lot of people say, show me the money. Nope,
No.
show her the
the
money. And I have another website called SheAngelInvestors.com. And that site was created to have a lot of resources on it, because a lot of people say, well, what groups should I join? Or how do I find women-founded funds? Or how do I find resources to help build my business? Or how can I build my wealth? So we have that all on SheAngelInvestors.com. And I'm proud of the fact that we've aligned with just like really amazing women that we can refer you to.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Catherine.
Thanks.
This has been really, really great. And I know my audience is their wheels are spinning of like, ooh, money. Yes, my favorite word is money. So let's make more of it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, right?
Because then we can do more good in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing with women, once we get money, we
I knew
immediately
you were
give it
thinking
away.
of buying new outfits, but I just
But
want to
no,
mention it's
like,
also to make
more money.
good in the world.
Yeah, and to make more impact. You know, we're always giving our money away. I thank you so much for being here. This has been a really, really great topic. We've demystified a lot, so I like that. So everyone, please check out Show Her the Money movie on Amazon and Apple TV. Wait to the credits, and then you'll see my name, Carrie Murray, at the very end. And as always, thank you so much, Catherine, for being here. You're the Spitfire I knew this show needed.
Thank you. And I always appreciate your support. You always get behind whatever I'm championing, and you're always a big champion of women with everything you're doing. And so I really appreciate you, and I appreciate your
Thank
friendship.
you so much. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that.
Thank
that
you.
means a lot. That's why I created this whole platform.
I know. This
Yeah.
is a fabulous show, and I'm honored to be on it.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, everyone, please put a $sign in the comments and let us know if you are ready to show her the money. And as always, keep your head above the chaos and carry on.
If you think about all the technology companies that we know about today, they were all funded by venture capitalists early on.
Historically, women have been shut out of the venture capital world. It has been on purpose.
Someone needs to do something about this.
The returns are actually better when you invest in women.
Watch Show Her the Money movie, now streaming on Amazon and Apple TV.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Carrie On. Be sure to find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And as always, like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And don't forget to keep your head above the chaos and carry on.